In 2022, a 34-year-old army captain orchestrated a double coup, toppling two presidents in just 8 months flat, and became the youngest leader on the planet. That's Ibrahim Traoré from Burkina Faso, the kid from a dirt-poor village who's flipping Africa upside down with gutsy moves against colonialism. Can you even picture it? A guy who started out studying geology ends up as a symbol of bravery and real change. But how the heck did he pull it off? Stick around to dive into this wild journey. Let's rewind the clock and check out Traoré's humble beginnings. He was born on March 14, 1988, in Kera, a tiny village in Bondokui, Muhun province, out in western Burkina Faso, where everyday life revolved around barren fields and the brutal grind of poverty. Growing up in a regular working-class family, Traoré saw firsthand how tough things were for locals, with natural resources everywhere, but getting sucked dry by outside powers trapping folks in endless hardship. Did you know Burkina Faso used to be called Upper Volta under French colonial rule, and its name now means Land of Upright People? A title Traoré would later turn into a living legend. But how did this country boy break through to become a top student? Keep watching to see his sheer grit. Traoré kicked off his education at the local elementary school in Bondokui, then moved on to high school in Bobo-Dioulasso, the country's second biggest city, where teachers described him as quiet but super talented. He wasn't just book smart. He got involved in social stuff early on, building up a mindset to protect his friends and fight injustice, a trait that would shape his whole career. In 2006, Traoré headed to the University of Ouagadougou, the capital of Burkina Faso, to major in geology, a field tied straight to the mineral resources his country was getting exploited for. He graduated with flying colors, but he didn't stop there. Traoré joined the Muslim Students Association and the National Association of Burkinabe Students, ANEB, a Marxist group where he learned to battle corruption and inequality. Shocking fact. Can you believe it? From an ordinary geology student, Traoré once shielded his buddies from police crackdowns during campus protests, proving that warrior spirit was in his blood from the get-go. But what's the biggest plot twist? How did he go from hitting the books on rocks to a tough military path? Keep going to find out. In 2009, right after college, Traoré made the surprise move to join the Burkinabe army. It fit the scene with the country under threat from jihadist terrorists spilling over from Mali. He trained at the Georges Namoano Military Academy in Burkina Faso, then got advanced anti-aircraft training in Morocco, learning how to handle threats from the skies. Promoted to lieutenant in 2014, Traoré proved himself fast in the UN's MINUSMA peacekeeping mission in Mali in 2018, a brutal battlefield where he bravely fought off rebel attacks, even saving teammates and earning praise from higher-ups. Back home in Burkina Faso, Traoré jumped into major anti-terror ops, like the 2019 Otapuanu offensive in Djibo, a zone surrounded by armed groups. He rose to captain in 2020, but here's where it gets intense. Traoré started calling out the lack of gear and government corruption, becoming the voice for thousands of frustrated soldiers. Was this frustration the spark for a coup? Don't miss it because the drama's about to hit. Shocking fact. Traoré survived a ton of jihadist battles, watching comrades die because of the colonial legacy that left the army under-equipped. This fueled his drive to act. Now let's dig into his rise to power, a series of events that stunned all of Africa. In January 2022, Traoré backed the first coup that ousted President Roch-Marc Christian Kabore, who got slammed for failing to handle the security crisis with over 2 million people displaced by jihadist violence. That coup put Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba in charge, but Damiba bombed at controlling terror groups like JNIM and ISGS, making things worse. Boom, would Traoré just sit back? No way. In September 2022, he led the Special Forces Unit Cobra in a second coup, taking down Damiba in a single day, backed by the military and the people. On October 6, 2022, Traoré officially became interim president, the youngest world leader at age 34. Now, at 37, he's still the second youngest globally, and his story's far from over. Hot update from July 2025. Traoré just survived another assassination plot blamed on foreign forces, but he's still fiercely steering the nation. On top of that, he's finished building West Africa's biggest hospital in Bobo Dioulasso, a state-of-the-art facility with cutting-edge tech, giving hope to millions in healthcare, a huge leap from the outdated colonial-era system. Traoré also mobilized 10,000 soldiers to build 5,000 kilometers of paved roads in under a year, upgrading infrastructure to link rural areas, boost local economies, and cut poverty. Lately, he met with the EU ambassador to talk partnerships in education, health, and infrastructure, showing Burkina Faso's expanding international ties without relying on the West. And his prison reform inmates now do farm work, knocking 3 months off their sentence for every month labored, turning punishment into a shot at reintegrating into society. Shocking fact. From that poor village, Traoré's now nationalizing gold mines, teaming up with Russia to build the country's first gold refinery, bringing in billions for the nation instead of foreign companies pocketing it all. He kicked out French troops, banned forced marriages, and pushed women's rights by outlawing female genital mutilation. Humane policies amid ongoing conflict. But it's not without controversy. Traoré's caught heat for extending the transition period to 2029, and press freedoms tightened with bans on some French media like France 24. Still, per the IMF, Burkina Faso's economy is robust in 2025, with inflation in check and extreme poverty dropping, thanks to growth in farming and services. Is Traoré the next Thomas Sankara? He's often compared to Burkina Faso's hero who fought colonialism and promoted self-reliance, but Traoré's doing it in the digital age with millions of supporters on social media. If you want to hear more about the latest coup plot in April 2025 backed by Côte d'Ivoire, stay tuned. This journey isn't just about power. It's about a young African standing up to an outdated system, inspiring millions of youth across the continent with messages of Pan-Africanism, economic independence, and anti-imperialism. What do you think, is Traoré a hero or a risk? In summary, from geology student to brave fighter, then steadfast president, Traoré's path proves youth can rewrite history, from building hospitals and roads to nationalizing resources and surviving over 19 assassination attempts. Don't forget, Day 2 is coming, the 2022 coup, why Traoré made his move. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time.